All right. This is going to be a redo because I realized my last recording didn't have any sound. So, this is my project 2. My name's Alex Smith. I kind of, in the structure of my code here, I wanted to try to keep it clean, and it started out that way, but it starts to get sloppy down below. So I try to keep as many imports as I could up top, as well as all my functions here. Custom function wise, I did make this function here to follow the encode function here. That way I could change my outcomes to binary numbers. So I did the pre-processing kind of pretty pretty interestingly, I think. Going back, I think if I had more time after all my experimentation with the different models, I think I could have implemented sampling, and I think that would have provided a better basis to go off of because all my models seem to be pretty darn close to accurate, and if it's too good to be true, that must mean it probably is. Uh, so I want to try to work that into future projects because the amount of attacks compared to normal data, uh, or the amount of not safe connections to safe connections is quite unbalanced, and I think that skews the data a bit. Uh, in regards to my steps to cleaning and pre-processing, I tried to drop duplicates. I noticed that when I did that, nothing happened, and so I went about doing my checks on what the data was, and then I did all my encoding to make all the continuous variables kind of follow the same range. I then went to changing my categorical data into encoded data. Uh, and then from there, I did my train test splitting. Right about. Actually, I take that back. Train test splitting did not happen. After I did all my normalizing and categorizing, in my research of things that I could do to try to reduce redundancy, one of them was to kind of limit redundant data. I guess correlating data, not redundant data. A little late over here. Uh, and by the what is basically happening here is anything that is correlates to like a 95% correlation, uh, it'll just kind of remove some of that data and basically drop down some of the columns. uh, Following that, I tried to do more drops of null values, more drops of duplicates to no avail. But when I did this one here, it actually happened to drop the two columns that had null values. And the way I kind of found that out is my code started working again when the null values were taken out. And that's when I kind of went to the train test split. This is the first model I ended up doing. It's kind of also my best model. It was my fastest in both the amount of epochs it would take, usually on average 10, as well as doing 7 to 8 seconds. Uh, it was pretty, I mean, all of these we're going to say they're pretty accurate. This is where I think my error might be. Uh, I mean, the matrix says that I am getting false positives and false negatives. Uh, so I am iffy on saying I'm completely wrong. I just know that I'm not completely right. Because I think these should not be perfect ones. I believe that they should be down a little bit. And like I said, I think that has to do with sampling. As you can see, the rock curve, it's staying at one almost the entire time, except for right here at the beginning, or it's dipping at such a minuscule amount that you can't even tell. Uh, when I did all my different experimentations, this one was kind of increasing density and the amount of layers and reducing it by half each time. Uh, I just saw an increase in the amount of time each epoch took, not amount much in change in that. This one I reduced my epochs by about not epochs my starting layer size by about half. This didn't cause any significant change other than a slight increase in the number of epochs to about a 15 amount per cycle on average. Time did stabilize to about 8 seconds. Uh, kind of very similar results in the rest of these. I think the only significant difference being in, I want to say it was sigmoid. I think it was sigmoid. It does increase to 15 or 16. And then when I change off the optimizer to SGD, I get epochs that shoot up to about 30 on average. Uh, Really not doing any significant increase in accuracy for what I'm getting. I did notice, though, I believe on this one that I did get the 0.98 precision. So there were some changes that ended up happening. Uh, but I still think sampling could have really helped improve that. In regards to CNN, I actually kind of didn't get what was going on at all. I mean, I feel I have a better grasp of it now. In all my testing of it, the only thing I could really get was this X3 shape to finally work. That's about it. I couldn't get it to actually go into here. Whenever I'd try, I would get something like this where it would say the things are different, and I ran out of time and had to give it up due to time restraints on my end between other projects and school and family. Uh, I did in my attempts to learn this. I my grasp of it did kind of come around with basically I didn't understand what was happening, but now I understand that we're basically trying to make a fake image, a pseudo image for this to process by kind of manipulating the shape to give it the things it needs to make this fake image. And then by doing that, is able to actually process this in the network. I think if I had like another day or two, I could really crack this, but uh, that unfortunately is not the case. So I will have to leave it the way it is. But other than that, I think I learned a lot on what I can improve on in this project. I really liked it, and I can't wait for the next one. Bye.